What's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Guess what? I'm actually doing a silver giveaway right now. If you didn't know that, you probably did, unless you live under a rock. But if you're new, welcome. Push subscribe, because if you are subscribed, not only are you entered in a giveaway right now, but another one when I hit 36,000, another one when I hit 37,000, 38, 39,000, yep, and 40,000, I'm giving away over $1,000 worth of silver. So if you're not subscribed, I don't know what's wrong with you. Now, this video is very controversial. It's very skeptical. It's very theoretical, and it's very, very, very interesting to talk about. Why? Because it's something that is so far-fetched, but it is possible, and I'll explain why in the video, that I really want to see your opinion. A lot of times I'm crazy, right? I'm crazy. Silver drives me crazy because a lot of times the questions that I ask have no answer yet. So all I can do is debate and ponder and throw controversial topics out to you guys and drive you guys crazy, and people call me crazy in the comments, and, you know, it's all fun. It's all good. But on a serious note, silver is scarce. It's already scarce. And we know that because there's already premiums on bullion coins like American Eagles. American Eagles are really scarce. I mean, the U.S. Mint literally sold out of American Eagles last year. For the last 5 or 6 years, you could pull up a chart. Look up the Silver Eagle mintage, 1 ounce Silver Eagle mintage from 2010 till now. It used to be 30-40 million minted per year, but the last couple of years it got down to 14 million. That's very low. Pandas are around 8 million minted per year, and that's low. That's one of the reasons pandas are so collectible, is because they're low mintage. 8 million is a low mintage. Think about a global coin. 8 million is a very small number on a global scale. American Eagles, I think, were minted at 13-14 million last year. So, of course, they sold out. But it is hard to predict a global pandemic's going to happen, right? They didn't know that. If they did, they would have known that silver demand would boost and they would be in this situation. So next year, I'm curious to see where they put that mintage at, or what that mintage cap will be. And same goes for every other coin. Since this pandemic has hit, everything's thrown out of whack. Right? And especially with something like precious metals, which is a safe haven that people will turn to in times of economic uncertainty. It's going to be interesting what the mintage numbers of all these coins will be, pandas included. So, since we're kind of on the topic of mintage numbers, this kind of does play into, or ties into, my next point, which is the recirculating supply. Right? Coins are recirculated, right? Coins are always recirculated. When we buy silver, we're going to sell it, right? Gold is the same. But silver is an industrial metal. Silver is not mostly used for coins. So yes, a lot of silver is recycled, re-scrapped, reused, remelted. But most of it, the majority of it, is in electronic. Gold is all coins, recycled, reused, re-scrapped, and it's also in jewelry. It's also in electronics. But people scrap gold out of electronics. So a lot of gold, most of gold, I'd probably say 99% of gold, is recovered and it's reused into another watch or another pair of earrings or another dental alloy, whatever the case is. It's always reused. So not only the gold that's getting dug up out of the ground is getting surfaced, but there's also the recirculating supply that's already above ground. So there's a lot of gold. Plenty of gold. Silver, though, it has no recirculating supply. Because the silver that gets dug up is then thrown away, since it's used in all these laptops and cell phones. And nobody's scrapping silver out of laptops or cell phones. It's not profitable. Gold at $2,000 an ounce, people are going to scrap gold out of laptops all day long because you can make money doing that. But why would you scrap silver out of a laptop when you're only going to make 25 cents, since silver's $25 and gold's $2,000, right? You see how, since gold is so much more valuable, the recirculating supply is a lot higher. So people say that gold and silver come out of the ground roughly 8 to 1 together. 8 to 1. Why is the ratio 72 to 1? So if the ratio is 8-to-1 coming out of the ground, but a lot of silver is lost and gold is recycled, the ratio is actually much smaller than that. But silver compared to gold is around 70 times cheaper. Interesting stuff. But when that plays into, and this video is going to be on several different levels, right? We've only talked about recirculating supply, the rate it comes out of the ground, but this is a much, much, much deeper topic than that. If we're talking about silver vanishing, right? Silver disappearing or running out of silver. It's a crazy thing to say, but as we advance technologically and into this new digital age where everything is sci-fi and electronics, silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity, and it's used in everything. So silver is going to be a main player in the game, but it's already scarce. There's already a silver shortage. Already, and we haven't even really hit into the new digital age yet. Electric vehicles are just now coming out. Imagine in like 3-4 decades how much silver is going to be needed, but we're already short of it. That's a scary thought. That's a very scary thought. And if you don't think silver is hard to find, right? I mean, not only is it hard to find, it's found by accident. Miners literally find it's a bypassing metal. It's a bypass metal. They find it by accident. It's a byproduct. They're looking for gold, but if they find some silver along the way, they'll take it out the mine. They'll take it out the dirt, but they're not looking for it. They're looking for metals that is going to put money in their pocket, regardless of the cost, regardless of the consequence. And the consequence is silver scarcity. But it still goes deeper than that, ladies and gentlemen. It still goes deeper than that. Not only do miners really not care about silver, but if we're looking at the mine supply, the production, over the last 7 years, we're already deep in the hole. We're talking hundreds of millions of ounces have been getting cut back every year. Every single year. This year, I think, was the first year where we're starting to increase it because we finally see what's happening, right? We finally see it. Now, if I'm looking at silver and I'm looking generations ahead or even a couple of years ahead, if I'm trying to say that silver is going to meet the demand, right, or supply is going to meet the demand, because that's the most influential thing about for the price of something is supply and demand, then I have to see where it's coming from, the motivation, how much. And the Silver Institute is the holy grail of information. Every year, the Silver Institute posts all these numbers. It's literally the only source, the only company that does this. So when they drop these numbers, this is it. They put the numbers out a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago. I can't remember. I post a lot of videos, but I made a video covering it, and production was up like 2%. And that's for obvious reasons because of the pandemic, but it still is hurt because Mexico and Peru, the two largest countries that accumulate the most silver, nearly 40% of the global silver supply, including China, it's 50%. They got hit hard from the pandemic, so their mines were shut down for a while. When they came back, limited workers, right? Very limited workspace, all the safety precautions, but then also the boundaries, the borders, right? There was all the stuff with trying to distribute across the world, which was hurt. So we're definitely in the hole. We're in a red zone right now, and I don't see how that's going to turn to a green zone anytime soon. Anytime soon. With silver's price at $25, that is still the bottom. That's so irrelevant to its bigger picture. Imagine in 10 years from now, with scarcity still around, with the shortage becoming worse, with the demand booming from Joe Biden and his presidency and the green energy revolution he's trying to take things, with this pandemic shortening the silver, with people holding precious metals more than ever while people want it or big business needs it. With all this happening, do you think that $25 silver will still be a thing in a decade from now? I really don't think so. I don't see how that's possible. I don't see that's possible. If silver becomes more scarce, it's going to become more valuable And not from a monetary point, but from a person-to-person point as well. People will see its value. And that's when silver could take on a life of its own price-wise. Think of it like this. If I have a coin, let's say I have some really rare coin, and I want to sell it to you, right? I say, hey, I got this coin. It's super rare. No other coin like this on the market. And I offered you a price, because in my head, this coin is worth $500, right? That's my head. That's a price I made up, because there's no other coin like this on the market. So there's nowhere to get any type of judgment from, or any type of price, comparison. So I show you the coin, and you're like, yo, that's a nice coin, but I'm only going to pay you $300 for it. But I'm like, hey, this coin's worth $500, right? I could tell you all the reasons why. If I cannot sell that coin for $500, is that coin really worth $500? No, it's only worth as much as someone's willing to give you for it. But that could also work the opposite direction when people go off of silver's value, not talking about price. When there's no more silver to go around, and people that have it are trying to sell, or the people that need it are trying to buy it from the people that already have it, like you and I, we can name the price because they need it. They're going to pay regardless of what the price is. Similar to what Bitcoin's going to be going through. There's only 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be created or destroyed. 21 million for a global decentralized coin. Think about it. A global coin is popular as Bitcoin. There's only 21 million Bitcoin in the world. There will never be made more. There's only 21 million. And 16 million have already been dug up and taken into people's wallets. There's only a couple million left, 5 million left. Imagine when all the Bitcoin are dug up, are mined, and they're in everyone's hands. Those people can set the price because they're like, hey, if you want my Bitcoin, you're going to have to pay. And they could throw any number out. And if someone wants Bitcoin for the benefits it has, then they have to pay that price. It's no longer a market price. It's the consumer's price, or the producers. That's what's going to happen to silver, right? Producers turn into consumers. Consumers turn into producers. The people like you and I that want the silver will be selling it to the people that need the silver, and we can set the price because they need it. And if they want the newest, latest iPhone to come out, then you guarantee they're going to need it. If they want the new Tesla to come out, they're going to need it. You say $100 silver, who's going to pay that? Big business will. Why not? That's $25 to $100 is not that much in the grand scheme of things, especially when you look at something like gold that's $2,000 an ounce, not needed for nearly a fraction of what silver is. Anyways, I think I made my point. It is an interesting topic, though. I would love to hear what you guys think about this. If you thought this video was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. I post daily videos. I'm doing a giveaway. Make sure you're entered. Make sure you're subscribed first and foremost. And make sure you go enter for a chance to win some silver. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.